All right, I'm on my way to Providence, Rhode Island to the VA hospital. 50 years ago, I was in guided missiles, and I've had problems ever since I got in. I went in, problems ever since I got out. Now, a couple of years ago, being an activist, uh, I've noticed that I was getting these headaches at night that were unbearable. So I couldn't take it. I just went to the emergency room at the VA, and they put me on oxygen, and I don't know what they were doing, but they stuck something in my nose. I was in such pain. I'd try anything, and I was suspicious because this guy that came and serviced me after hours in pain uh, put oxygen not only in my nose, but Novocaine or some kind of painkiller, like a drop. And I haven't been healthy since. And I was a healthy guy all my life. I went and took 2 or 3 MRIs. The third one I refused because they wanted to put chemicals in me, and just so they could see her better. They didn't see nothing the first 2 times. But when I got there, the doctor looked like he was 25 years old, a little Jewish kid, I think. His sneakers were raggedier than mine, and looking at the coat hanging on the door, looked like he came in on a bicycle, knapsack and raggedy hat and all. So as he was typing in, whatever he had asked me questions, and I noticed the MRI that he was looking at had a spot right where I was having these headaches on the left side, right behind the eye. I asked him what it was, and he told me, "Oh, it's nothing. I will keep an eye on it." And he's the neuroscience. He's the brain surgeon. So suspicious as I was, my gut was telling me, this guy's trying to kill me, man. He don't want to tell me nothing. The more I talked to him, the more he lied. Because I told him I was in such pain. I took 6 aspirins just to relieve the pain that night. And I wouldn't have came in if it wasn't for it being so unbearable. Now, I don't take drugs. I got enough experience in my life to know better. You can't talk shit if you don't have experience to back it up. And I can say that I had a top secret clearance, and they had warned me that if I didn't cooperate, that the rest of my life I'd be sorry. Well, I remember that because I was stationed in Germany, and I was suing the Army for breach of contract because they were supposed to send me to the South Pacific. Instead, I was in Germany for a 4-year tour. So I kind of sued them, went to the Adjutant General, filed proof that they lied. And they sent me from Germany, across the ocean, back to the United States, to Fort Bliss, Texas, then to California, and then to Okinawa, Hawaii first, and then Okinawa. Now, I wasn't too hip on geography, but Okinawa, I didn't think it was anywhere near Viet Nam. And because I was in guided missiles, I was like a protected special. I just understood the missiles. I wasn't really up on learning about them. They seemed pretty simple to me. But long story short, why would they send me from Germany all the way to an area that's at war on the other side of the world? So, long story short, I'm going back there to get a copy of that MRI, because when I went to get glasses, the optometrist looked into my eyes and said that there was something behind my eye, that it was very dangerous. He called in his doctor, because he must have been an intern. He shouldn't have told me that, but it says he's going to talk to the doctor, and the doctor came out and he looked at it, and they set me up this appointment. Now, I didn't go back to the eyeglass doctor because the prescription they gave me, I couldn't see nothing out of it. It was worse than the one I bought for reading at the store. I'm not blind, but I'm going blind. Now, I got 13 kids, none of which I would have had I not looked out for myself. Okay? I'm what you call an intuitive, sensitive. I can pretty much read things, fix things. I never knew why, but I do now. It seems to me that they should tell you what they're doing. But when you go to the VA hospital, and I challenge any one of you, just go visit a VA hospital and notice the Viet Nam veterans all crippled up and full of drugs. And they're dying off. And I got a question: is there some kind of policy to killing them? You know, I don't know how many's left, but when I talk to them in the street, they say that they hate to go to the VA because all they do is give you drugs. Well, if they're paying them in, I'll take any drug too. And I think back how much memory I had lost or forgotten and confused and so forth, and I realized they did have me in some kind of program when I went through debriefing to come home. As soon as I went to the VA when I came home to try to get some benefits, they locked me up in the nut ward because I answered the questions, you know, about would I kill anybody or something like that. You know, being an 18-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid, I didn't know any better. Anyway, they locked me up at the Massachusetts Brockton VA. Now, my car was in the parking lot. I had an old Cadillac, and my girlfriend had a key, an extra key. So that morning, when they went downstairs to go get some food, I noticed the office door open. So I snuck in the office, called my girlfriend, told her to put the key under the rug in the parking lot where my car was. And that next morning, I escaped. Never went back. 20 years later, I figure, oh, they must have forgot by now. You know, so, hey, let's face it, they never mentioned it. It was never brought up. I asked deliberately for an appointment to go talk to the psychological counselor or whatever it was at the VA in Providence. And I brought a witness, Karen Perry, just to let them know not to keep sending me these appointments that would make me, you see the nuclear power plants over there? Anyway, not to make me forget things, because since this back and forth to the hospital, my memory is getting all jumbled up and so forth, etc. And when I look online, I find out these doctors don't know what they're doing. In fact, they say that more people die because of medical treatment in hospital than any other known disease or any other medical reason. So today, I'm going to go and see the same doctor, from what I understand. That can change up. And because it's my medical records, I should be able to get a copy. If not, there might be some trouble at the VA, because I'll take out the phone and I'll do a live shot of the chip that's in the back of my head. If it's not a chip, it's definitely some kind of tumor or something. And he's telling me not to worry about it. And he never follows up with an appointment or give me any information. So that's why I'm making this video, just in case I don't make it back home. But I know what's going on now. I had enough time to do the research, and just like fixing those missiles, and just like an 8th grade kid getting dropped out of junior high school, somehow they spent $1 million to train me in guided missiles, give me a top secret clearance. There must have been something that I can do, or they needed from me, in order for me to even survive I'm 72 now. And like I said, I got 13 kids. And their kids and their kids' kids. And so far I managed with the spiritual help as what I call myself, a Creole shaman. That's the only way I can describe it, because I know stuff before most of the people on the internet. And I believe we're survivors from civilization. In fact, I can prove that. All you have to do is Google Cape Verde, because I'm Cape Verdean. Google Cape Verde on Mars. And where is it that America wants to go? China wants to go. Everybody wants to go. All right, I want to close this out. Hopefully I can get these things and these pictures of the MRI with proof. Because when I filed for records through the Freedom of Information to the military, it took me 50 years. I got the information, but it said these are not the original records, because the original records were such bad shape, we had to make you new ones. Now, does this stuff make any sense to anybody? I know what's going on, but nobody would listen to me, especially 50 years ago. We're not alone. And these people that are killing other human beings, they're not human. And I can see them plain as day. I can feel them. They put my son in prison. He's been there for 30-some years. And all this time I was thinking he had murdered someone, so I didn't try to get him out or anything. I didn't raise him. So I assumed his family was taking care of him. He was one when they took him away from me. But I'll never forget that letter when he first told me. He said, "Dad, I never killed nobody." And he's, in his 50s. Why should he lie now? So if it's the last thing I want to do, is I want to get my son out, because his job is to help take care of his family. And they knew that. So God bless you, all of you that do follow us, the Barbosa tribe. We're from originally the Cape Verde Islands, which is off the coast of West Africa, what some people say is the remnants, or the mountaintops, used to be, of Atlantis, there in the Azores and the Canary Islands. Do your homework, and you realize that we're hybrids. We're the Anunnaki or Greys, whatever you want to call them. It's about to come out. So, from the bottom of my heart, I'm not crazy. And remember, only God can keep a secret, man can't. To my family, don't worry. There's no such thing as death. And I think when the time comes for me to leave here, and I know for a fact I'll be able to do more for you. Thank you.